Welcome back, guys. It's been quite some time since I made a talk now because I've been quite busy the past time, and a lot has been going on due to me starting prep for my first powerlifting meet, and overall a lot with work and social life and such. But today I wanna go back to the first episode where I talked about the sumo squat, the wide stance squat, which I talked about how I want to incorporate it to my training. But to be honest, when I made that video, my first ACEtalks, I barely did it. I did it for the video, I did it a couple of times after, but then I stopped because I noticed how weak I was in it, and I lost motivation to pursue it. But now I took it back, and I'm glad I did, because I think this is it for me. This is the type of squat I need to pursue, because back then it was a new thing. I was so weak in that wide stance position. I still am. But when I did them yesterday, they felt so stable. They felt so good. I mean, I still need to work on things like hip mobility and stability and such. But already now the depth feels pretty good. And when we look at the strength aspect of this type of squat, it feels so good, so smooth. I mean, when I did 140 with this more wide stance, if we just look at the strength, it felt like I was squatting 100 with my typical stance. So this is quite a nice feeling, especially when I'm prepping for this meet. So I think I will kind of switch into this type of squats and try to master it a little more, try to get comfortable, because when I do get comfortable with this, and maybe, as I mentioned, improve my hip mobility as I need for this type of squat, because it's quite depending on the hip movement, it will be a great choice. So we'll see where it takes me. I will still squat more narrow and more wide as a great balance between them all, but if the squats keep progressing like they do now, I think I will go with the wide stance, for now at least. So we try it out. And during yesterday's training session, I also did some bench press variations. Larsen press and the close grip bench press, to be specific. And I did a couple of beginning sets of 100. Felt pretty good, felt light. Then I jumped up to doing couple of triples with 120 kg, which you will see here in the video. Felt pretty good. The triples on 120 felt almost better than the ordinary bench press, so can't complain about that one. But I do know my triceps is a quite dominant factor when it comes to my upper body, so it doesn't surprise me, but it feels good anyways. And even though these sets were performed with quite the touch and go, if even that, it was quite bouncy reps, but it's still good to get in that load, that weight, that press movement. And I also tried a last set. It wasn't programmed for me, but I wanted to try it because my bench felt great. I did 6 reps on 110 kg, which is really good too. And I wouldn't even call it a RP10. I mean, it was quite heavy, but was not it was not a grind. I maybe had 1-2 reps left in the tank, so it feels pretty good. And this is what it's all about. You need to explore different variations like this, because as I said, tricep is a quite dominant muscle group for me, and I know I'm gonna be strong at things like the close grip. Like I said, I'm almost as strong in the close grip as I am in the ordinary bench press, but that has a lot to do with technique as well. Because the main factor why I'm not maybe as strong as I can be in the ordinary bench press is due to things like perfection of leg drive, maybe the arch, because due to my posture and poor mobility in my shoulders, my arch isn't as good as it can be. So that's something I'm working on as well, and I've been doing that for quite some time, but it takes time. But even though this is the case, I still see a lot of improvements. So it feels great for the future. It does. But yeah, we keep it consistent and keep working on this. Yeah. But that's it for me today, guys. I hope you have a good one.